Welcome back everyone to Supercharged with Dr. V. You've probably heard me say many times before, but I believe that living healthier should make us happier and better humans. And one way to become a better human is to respect this planet that we all call home by doing our parts in fighting climate change. It's one of the biggest challenges that humanity faces today, and going forward, those challenges are just going to get harder and harder. And that's why this week I want to talk about how climate change is affecting our health and will continue to affect our health negatively in the future. And today I want to talk about something that we all can relate to: food. Every year, about 820 million people don't have enough food to eat every day. And by 2050, our population is expected to hit 9 to 10 billion people. That's in 30 years when some of us may still be alive. So effectively, we're going to have to increase our productivity in food production. But unfortunately, the exact opposite thing is happening. You need the right temperature and the right amount of rainfall to grow food. And in the last century, the average temperature has gone up by 1 degree Celsius. Now that may not seem like much to you, but to farmers, that has created havoc. It's becoming much harder for them to grow the grains, fruits, and vegetables that we need. And that's why food scarcity and food deserts are on the rise. No, not food desserts, hold off on the ice cream. Food deserts are areas where it's difficult to buy good quality and affordable food. Many poor people around the world, and even in America, live in food deserts, where there's plenty of food, but none of the food that they can afford is healthy. For example, if you had $10 to feed your spouse and 2 kids for dinner, would you rather go to the grocery store and buy some vegetables, or would you rather go to McDonald's and buy quadruple the amount of food? Unfortunately, this is the condition of millions of Americans today, and it's obvious what the health implications of these are. And climate change is only going to make these food deserts more prevalent. As farmers struggle to grow food, our food becomes more expensive and even less nutritious. Yes, that's right. Christy Ebbe shares in her TED Talk about how climate change is going to make our food less nutritious. Let me walk you through it. A big contributor of climate change is carbon dioxide, CO2, and plants use CO2 to survive, just how humans need oxygen to survive. Now you would think this is a good thing because there's more carbon dioxide in the air, but when plants are exposed to high levels of carbon dioxide, they increase the amount of carbohydrates, starches, and sugars, and decrease the amount of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now some of these vitamins and minerals are iron, zinc, and the B vitamins. Now iron you may have heard before. And if you haven't heard of zinc, about 1 billion people on our planet are deficient in zinc today. And zinc is very important for maternal and child health. Now, if all of this sounds too theoretical, maybe the field studies will convince you. They took rice and wheat fields, and in some of them, they sprayed carbon dioxide over them to mimic what the carbon dioxide levels will be just later this century, and the other ones they left alone. Here's what they found. The amount of protein decreased 10%. Iron, 8%, zinc, 5%, B1 and B2, 17%, B5, 13%, B9 or folate, 30%. Now, if these numbers don't sound significant to you, just think about the poorest people in the world, whose diet is mainly carbohydrate based. The little nutrients they're getting will become even less. And think about yourself. To get the same amount of nutrients in the future, we're essentially going to have to eat more food. And with the increasing population and scarcity of food, that means emptier pockets. And when people have less money, that leads to worse health outcomes. Due to deficiencies in iron and zinc, 125 million people by the year 2050 will suffer from diseases such as malaria, iron deficiency anemia, pneumonia, and diarrheal disease. Now, the model studies that were done only mimicked carbon dioxide levels, not climate change as a whole. And so if you take that into account, these numbers would be even worse. So friends, let's be kinder to the climate so that everyone, not just the rich, can enjoy a nutritious meal with their families. Let's be kind to Mother Nature so that the food desert doesn't become bigger than the Sahara. No matter how insignificant you think your actions are, it's the outlook that matters. And if we all had a better outlook towards nature, our actions collectively would be significant. So be kind, friends. Tomorrow we'll continue the conversation on how climate change will affect our health in various ways in the future.